Okay, so imaginary numbers. Let's say that you are just doing this normal quadratic formula problem and you get -5 plus or minus the square root of 25, that was the b squared, minus 4 times 1 times 9, all over 2, and you end up with a negative under the root. Well, whatever should you do? It's really not that scary. You just have to leave it as a -11? Nope. You just take the negative out of there and throw in an I. And there you go. Raise your hand if you had that one right. Okay, cool. Are there two answers? Think about this. Are there two answers? Are they both imaginary? Yep. Does they both have an I in them? In one case, you're going to do plus I root 11. In the other case, you'll do minus I root 11. But there'd be two answers that have a negative under the root. All right. I know you know that this next one's just going to do the same exact thing. So we've talked about this a fair amount. I just want to get to the trickier ones. Yes?
On the test, will it make us write out like the two different equations, or can we just put plus minus on?
You can just put plus or minus unless it's like this. So let's get to that. Let's say it's like this. 4 plus and minus square root of -25 all over 2. Nope, sorry, 3. I'd like you right now to simplify this down, including the I part, and then get your final answer. In this case, I want you to give the two answers that you get. Once where you do it with plus, and once where you do it with minus. I'll pause for a second. Let me give that a try. Okay, so when you can do it like this, it comes out to 5i. So then you should write 4 plus 5i over 3 and 4 minus 5i over 3. If it's imaginary, I would have been okay with you putting that. You asked before, could you do that? If there's imaginary ones, I'm okay with you calling it plus or minus. But imagine for a moment it was this. 5 plus or minus 6 over 1. You should never leave it like that, because you can get two actual whole number answers. Maybe one of them's a fraction. All right, everybody try that one. What are the two answers for this? No negative under the root, so there's no I, but there's two answers. Give it a shot. All right, 5 plus 6 divided by 1 will be 11. 5 minus 6 divided by 1 will be -1. Now, what are those? There's 4 names for them. You can think of any one of the 4 names for them? No? They are both real number answers. I can't argue with that. Yes? Give me more names. Yes? They're the solutions. Yes? There's 4 names. We got 2 of them now. Yes? X-intercepts. Good. They're the x-intercepts, they're the solutions. They are real numbers. And anything else? Yes?
Roots.
They are the roots. Very good. There's one more name for them. They're called the zeros. Because if you stick them in the equation, they make it equal 0. So these things are really powerful. That's why that it's worth finding them. Because there's 4, they answer 4 questions. Do you want to know what makes it equal 0? Do you want to know the x-intercepts? So anyway, there's a lot of good reasons to know this. All right, moving on. Let's just do one more that's weird. I could see a kid getting to this one on the test and going, how am I supposed to do that? It doesn't have any B. It does have a B, but be careful. Is the B 1 or is the B 0? B is 0. Everybody just try to find this one. It's a lot easier than a normal one because B equals 0 drops out a couple parts of my equation. Go ahead, just do it with B equals 0. And see what you get. And the last answer, I forgot to hit record on this one. was 2 plus and minus I root 7. And now we have our homework. So the first problem on that homework, it's a Schoology quiz, is the square root of negative 32. Right away, I know there's an I in the answer. But I can't just say I root 32 because root 32 can be split up. Kiernan, do you know how to do this one?
I root 32.
So this breaks up into two things.
16 square root 16 square root 2.
Nice. And then there's still an I, so then put it all together. 4i square root 2. And if you're typing it into Schoology, which you will be, 4i sqrt 2. Double checking to make sure if they want parentheses or not. Yep, they do. Like that. Okay, so that should get you going on the Schoology quiz. And that's all I have for the video for today.